You want that V-twin rumble classic cruiser look and highway comfort, but without spending Harley-Davidson money. These 7 Japanese bikes don't just match the experience, they destroy it. Faster, lighter, easier to ride, and all for half the price. Let's count down the machines that leave Harley in the dust. Number 7. Suzuki Boulevard C50. If you have been dreaming of that classic all-American cruiser look, but without spending a small fortune, then the Suzuki Boulevard C50 might be exactly what you're looking for. With timeless styling, a proven powertrain, and the kind of real-world reliability that older riders respect, this is the kind of bike that delivers Harley-Davidson soul without the Harley-Davidson sticker shock. It is a full-sized cruiser that's perfect for weekend getaways, daily commutes, or just hitting the open road in style. At the heart of the C50 is a liquid-cooled V-twin engine that displaces 805 cubic centimeters. It produces 53 horsepower and 53 pound-feet of torque, giving the bike strong low-end pull and a smooth roll-on through mid-range speeds. The engine is paired with a 5-speed transmission and shaft final drive, making the entire system virtually maintenance-free. You do not need to mess around with chain tension or belt alignment, just twist the throttle and ride. In terms of specs, the C50 weighs in at 611 pounds wet. It rides on a telescopic front fork with 5 inches of travel and a link-type rear suspension system with 7-way preload adjustability. The braking system is simple but effective, with a single 12-inch disc up front and a drum brake in the rear. It is not high-tech, but it gets the job done without fuss, and the low-maintenance nature of the drum in the rear makes it especially appealing to riders who want to spend more time on the road and less time in the garage. The ergonomics are exactly what you would expect from a laid-back cruiser. The seat height is just 27.6 inches, making it easy for riders of all sizes to flat-foot at stops. The wide handlebars and forward-mounted foot controls put you in that classic feet-forward posture that so many Harley-Davidson riders love. But what sets the C50 apart is how it balances comfort and control. You get plush seating and easy reach to all the controls without feeling like you're wrestling a heavyweight beast. Styling-wise, the C50 brings plenty of chrome, sweeping fenders, and a sculpted fuel tank that gives the bike an unmistakable cruiser profile. It looks like it could have rolled off a postcard from the 1950s without feeling outdated. The analog speedometer, tank-mounted cluster, and clean lines all reinforce that retro Americana vibe that Harley-Davidson fans know well. But under the surface, it is all modern Suzuki engineering, which means smooth fuel injection, easy cold starts, and reliability you can actually trust. And then there's the price. While a Harley-Davidson Softail standard will set you back more than $15,000 even before you touch a single upgrade, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 typically comes in well below $10,000 brand new. That makes it not just a solid alternative, it makes it one of the best values in the entire cruiser segment. And if you are considering a used model, you can find them for even less, often in excellent condition with low miles. So if you want a reliable, great-looking cruiser that nails the Harley-Davidson vibe without the Harley-Davidsonville, the C50 is a no-nonsense option that delivers in every category. It is low maintenance, smooth riding, and built for riders who care more about the journey than the badge on the tank. But if you want a modern cruiser with ride modes, torque, and tech that leaves Harley in the dust, this next one is built different. Number 6. Honda Rebel 1100. For riders who want the performance and feel of a heavyweight cruiser without all the weight and bulk, the Honda Rebel 1100 delivers something completely different. This machine blends modern technology, precise engineering, and laid-back cruiser attitude into one of the most versatile platforms on the road today. Whether you are an experienced rider looking to downsize or a newer rider looking to level up, the Rebel 1100 offers an approachable yet powerful experience that undercuts Harley-Davidson in both simplicity and sophistication. From a technical standpoint, the Rebel comes in at just 487 pounds. That's over 100 pounds lighter than most Harley-Davidson Softail or touring models, and that weight savings makes a massive difference in everyday use. Low-speed maneuvering, tight U-turns, or simply pulling the bike out of a parking spot becomes noticeably easier. Combine that with a low seat height and compact chassis, and you get a cruiser that feels stable at a stop and agile once in motion. This makes it a great option for shorter riders or anyone looking for a less physically demanding ride. Now let's break down the numbers that matter most. The engine produces 86 horsepower, 72 pound-feet of torque, and displaces 1100 cubic centimeters. The front suspension features a 43-inch premium inverted fork that gives you excellent road feedback and cornering stability. In the rear, twin piggyback shocks soak up bumps and dips in the pavement, offering improved control over rough or uneven surfaces. Braking is handled by a single front disc brake with a large rotor and dual piston caliper, and a rear disc setup that adds balance and consistent stopping power. Together, the suspension and braking systems give this bike a planted, modern feel, something you just don't get on older cruiser platforms. One of the Rebel's most unique features is the optional dual-clutch transmission. This system allows riders to shift gears without using a clutch lever or foot shifter. Just twist the throttle and go. For those who want to eliminate the learning curve of manual shifting or simply prefer convenience in traffic, it's a game changer. If you're more traditional, a standard 6-speed manual transmission is also available. Both versions provide smooth gear transitions and match perfectly with the engine's torque delivery. The Rebel also comes with 3 selectable ride modes: Standard, Sport, and Rain. These modes adjust throttle sensitivity, engine braking, and traction control based on riding conditions. This level of customization is rare in cruisers and adds an extra layer of safety and personalization for the rider. Whether you're riding aggressively through twisties or cruising in the rain, the Rebel adapts. Starting price for the Honda Rebel 1100 is just under $10,000, making it one of the most affordable tech-forward cruisers in its class. It's not just a good deal, it's a serious contender. If stripped-down style and bobber attitude are more your speed, wait until you see what Yamaha built. If you're getting value out of this breakdown, do us a solid. Hit that like button, drop a comment on which Japanese cruiser shocked you the most, and make sure you're subscribed. We dig deep so you don't waste your money. Number 5. Yamaha Bolt R-Spec. If you're chasing that stripped-down, no-nonsense cruiser attitude without paying Harley-Davidson money, the Yamaha Bolt R-Spec checks every box. It's a purpose-built bobber with just the right blend of retro muscle and modern reliability, offering the kind of ride most Harley-Davidson fans dream about without the price tag. At the heart of the Bolt R-Spec is a 942 cubic centimeter air-cooled V twin engine. This motor delivers 65 horsepower and 59 pound-feet of torque, giving the bike punchy acceleration off the line and steady pull throughout the rev range. Whether you're launching from a stoplight or cruising down a boulevard, the power delivery is smooth and responsive thanks to its fuel-injected design. The engine sounds and feels like a classic cruiser, but with modern tuning that eliminates the quirks and lag you'd expect from older V-twins. The Bolt R-Spec weighs in at 542 pounds, making it significantly lighter than most Harley-Davidson Sportsters and Softail models. That lighter frame, combined with a compact wheelbase and low-slung stance, makes this bike easy to handle in tight spaces, around corners, or in low-speed traffic. For urban riders or those on the shorter side, the Bolt's low center of gravity and manageable weight make it incredibly confidence-inspiring. The seat height is just under 27 inches, giving most riders the ability to flat-foot at stops. In terms of ride quality, the suspension on the R-Spec model gets a serious upgrade over the standard Bolt. Up front, you've got a conventional fork tuned for a balanced and comfortable ride. In the rear, twin shocks with piggyback reservoirs absorb bumps and road imperfections while maintaining a sporty, composed feel through corners. It's a suspension setup that gives you more feedback without punishing your spine, even on rough pavement or extended weekend rides. Braking performance is also solid. The Bolt R-Spec comes equipped with a 12-inch front disc brake using a twin piston caliper for reliable stopping power. In the rear, you get another disc brake that provides consistent and balanced performance without the hassle of drum maintenance. While it may not have dual front rotors like some higher-end bikes, it offers dependable and predictable braking in most real-world conditions. From a styling perspective, this bike nails the bobber look. You get mid-mounted foot controls, drag-style handlebars, and a minimal rear fender that exposes the fat rear tire for a rugged, muscular stance. The fuel tank is compact, adding to the clean profile, while the saddle is sculpted to keep you locked in comfortably without adding bulk. The finish is dark, understated, and aggressive, making it a perfect canvas for customization or leaving it just as it is. The Yamaha Bolt R-Spec is priced well under $9,000 brand new, which is thousands less than a Harley-Davidson 883 iron, even before considering any upgrades or accessories. With this kind of power, weight, and ride quality, it's a standout value for riders who want authentic American-style cruising without the overhead that usually comes with it. But if you need real highway power, built-in storage, and full-on touring comfort, this next machine is in a whole different league. Number 4. Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Vaquero. If you are a rider who lives for long-distance rides, highway comfort, and the bold silhouette of a fully loaded bagger, then this next machine is going to catch your eye. The Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Vaquero is Japan's answer to the big American touring cruisers, especially the Road Glide Special, and it pulls no punches. From the wide front fairing to the integrated saddlebags, this bike is all about touring style with real substance underneath. At the heart of the Vaquero is a liquid-cooled V-twin engine, displacing 1,700 cubic centimeters. This power plant produces 76 horsepower and 107 pound-feet of torque, giving it the kind of muscle you need for overtaking on the interstate, hauling a passenger with gear, or simply enjoying a smooth roll-on of power during your next long-haul trip. The engine is paired with a 6-speed transmission and electronic fuel injection, delivering a responsive, reliable ride with minimal fuss. Weighing in at 836 pounds, the Vaquero is no lightweight, but it hides its mass well. Thanks to a low center of gravity and balanced frame geometry, this bike feels planted at speed and manageable in parking lots. The frame-mounted front fairing adds not just visual aggression but also improved high-speed stability and reduced wind buffeting, something Harley riders often pay extra for in aftermarket parts. In terms of comfort, the Vulcan Vaquero delivers exactly what long-range riders need. The seat is wide and sculpted for both rider and passenger, and the handlebars are positioned for easy reach without shoulder fatigue. The footboards are large and well-placed, encouraging a relaxed riding posture for all-day comfort. Wind protection is excellent, with an adjustable windshield that allows riders to fine-tune airflow to match the riding conditions. The front suspension features 45mm telescopic forks with 5.5 inches of travel, while the rear setup includes dual air-assisted shocks with 4.8 inches of travel. Braking is handled by dual front discs, measuring 11.8 inches with 4 piston calipers and a single rear disc at 11.8 inches with a twin piston caliper. The braking feel is strong and progressive, perfect for a bike this size. Storage is another major win for the Vaquero. The hard saddlebags are factory integrated, color matched, and lockable, offering plenty of room for weekend gear or commuting essentials. They also retain the bike's sleek, low-slung profile without sticking out awkwardly or ruining the design. The instrument cluster includes an analog speedometer and tachometer, plus a digital display with trip meters, fuel gauge, and gear indicator, all easy to read at a glance. With a starting price of just over $16,000, the Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Vaquero undercuts its American rivals by several $1,000s without giving up the core features that make baggers so desirable. Riders looking for a highway-dominating cruiser with modern reliability, strong torque, and timeless presence will find a lot to love here. Now let's take it back to a modern take on retro, one that turns heads without draining your wallet. Number 3. Kawasaki Vulcan 900 Custom. For riders chasing that long, low chopper silhouette without breaking their backs or their wallets, the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 Custom delivers a factory-built custom cruiser experience at a fraction of the cost of a Harley-Davidson Softail Slim. This bike doesn't just look the part, it rides like a dream too. With its stretched styling, minimalist chrome touches, and aggressive lines, the Vulcan 900 Custom is a head-turner whether you're parked outside at a diner or cruising down the interstate. And the best part, it's backed by Japanese engineering, which means you get sleek aesthetics without the constant upkeep headaches. At the heart of the Vulcan 900 Custom is a liquid-cooled V-twin engine displacing 900 cubic centimeters. This power plant produces 50 horsepower and 58 pound-feet of torque, enough to keep things exciting whether you're pulling away from a light or passing a truck on the highway. The throttle response is smooth and crisp thanks to the electronic fuel injection system, and the power delivery remains predictable adaptable across every gear. It's the kind of engine that builds confidence, especially for riders who are newer to the cruiser world or returning after a long break. The Vulcan's drivetrain features a belt final drive, which not only gives it a quieter and more refined ride feel, but also eliminates the greasy chain maintenance routine that many Harley-Davidson owners know all too well. You'll also appreciate the low maintenance reliability, which makes this bike a fantastic long-term cruiser for anyone who wants to ride more and wrench less. Whether you're commuting or carving up back roads, this setup just works every single time. Now let's talk specs. The Vulcan 900 Custom weighs in at 610 pounds, giving it a solid but manageable stance that offers more control at parking lot speeds than many larger cruisers. The front suspension features a standard telescopic fork setup, while the rear employs a single offset laydown shock with 7-position preload adjustability. That combination keeps the ride comfortable without feeling floaty, and it soaks up rough pavement with ease. For braking, the bike is equipped with a single 300mm disc up front and a 268mm disc in the rear. Plenty of stopping power for a cruiser in this class. With a seat height of just 27 inches, the Vulcan 900 Custom welcomes riders of all sizes. The ergonomics lean into that stretched-out cruiser vibe, thanks to forward-mounted foot controls and wide pullback handlebars that give you a relaxed but commanding position. This isn't a cramped city bike. It's built for open highways and long, lazy afternoons on the road. Whether you're on a weekend trip or just out for a coffee run, you'll look and feel like a seasoned road veteran. Now let's talk numbers. The Vulcan 900 Custom typically starts around $9,500 brand new, thousands less than a Harley-Davidson Softail Slim, even before you add accessories or dealer fees. And since you're getting a full-size cruiser with proven reliability, great styling, and better than expected performance, the value speaks for itself. If you're craving the look of a stretch chopper without the cost, complexity, or weight of a full-on American V-twin, the Vulcan 900 Custom might just be the smartest choice in the segment. But if torque is what you're after, and I mean real torque, the next bike on the list hits like a hammer. Number 2, Yamaha VMAX. There are motorcycles that claim to be powerful, and then there's the Yamaha VMAX. This is the original muscle cruiser that redefined what a power bike could be, and it still holds its crown decades later. With its legendary 1679 cubic centimeter V4 engine, the VMAX delivers a staggering 170 horsepower and 100 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers do not just impress on paper, they absolutely dominate in the real world. This machine doesn't just roll forward, it launches. From a standstill to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds, it's not just fast for a cruiser, it's fast, period. This bike was built for riders who crave straight-line speed but still want the aggression and attitude of a traditional cruiser. What sets it apart is that it doesn't compromise. You get pure acceleration with a massive V4 engine, but you also get balance, control, and rider confidence. It's the rare motorcycle that feels just as good at the drag strip as it does on a highway cruise. The sound of that engine alone turns heads. It's deep, aggressive, and unmistakably tuned for thrill seekers. The VMAX sits on a lightweight aluminum frame that keeps the overall weight manageable at 683 pounds. The frame gives it the kind of structural rigidity you need when dealing with this much torque. Combine that with a compact wheelbase and sport-inspired chassis geometry, and you've got a bike that feels more nimble than it should. Whether you're ripping through curves or blasting down an open road, it stays planted and responsive, even when pushed to its limits. Let's break down the specs for a moment. This motorcycle comes with dual front disc brakes, each measuring 12.6 inches, using radially mounted 6-piston calipers for serious stopping power. In the rear, it features an 11.7-inch disc brake that keeps the back end in check during aggressive braking. The suspension is high performance as well, with a 43-inch inverted telescopic front fork and a fully adjustable rear monoshock. That setup makes the VMAX remarkably composed. Even during high-speed cornering or sudden throttle changes, you're not just along for the ride, you're in command of it. The styling is also pure muscle. This is not a bike that tries to hide what it's made for. It's got wide tires, a low profile, and bodywork that suggests brute force. There's no excess chrome here, just purpose-built design that looks like it could punch through a wall. The mid-mounted foot controls and upright bars give the rider a sporty yet relaxed position, perfect for controlling the beast while still being comfortable for long rides. rides. Now here's the part that really makes Harley-Davidson owners raise an eyebrow. A fully upgraded Fat Bob 114 with aftermarket parts can easily run you over $22,000. The VMAX, it's regularly priced under $19,000 stock, and yet it delivers more power, better suspension, and higher spec brakes right out of the gate. No upgrades required. That's a value proposition that's hard to argue with. This is the motorcycle you buy when you want every green light to feel like a starting line. It's loud, it's aggressive, it's fast, and it delivers more performance per dollar than just about any Harley-Davidson ever built. But if you want legendary dependability, ultra-smooth performance, and just enough cruiser soul, this final bike might surprise you. Number 1. Honda CTX 700 DCT. If you are looking for a motorcycle that feels like the future but rides with the comfort of a classic cruiser, the Honda CTX 700 DCT may be the smartest choice on this list. While it might not roar like a 114 or turn heads like a road glide, this machine offers something just as valuable: ease, efficiency, and everyday comfort that makes it one of the most underrated cruisers in the Japanese lineup. And for riders who are tired of shifting, adjusting, and wrestling with clutch levers, this bike has one massive surprise under the tank. The CTX 700 DCT is powered by a liquid-cooled 4-stroke parallel twin engine producing 64 horsepower and 45 pound-feet of torque. The engine displaces 670 cubic centimeters and is derived from Honda's Africa Twin adventure bike platform, though it has been tuned for lower-end torque and street-friendly smoothness. It is paired with Honda's industry-leading dual-clutch transmission, which means the rider never has to shift gears manually. There's no clutch lever, no foot shifter, just twist the throttle and go. For riders who want the feel of a cruiser with the ease of a scooter, this setup is hard to beat. Weighing in at 475 pounds, the CTX is surprisingly light for a cruiser in its class. That weight, combined with its low center of gravity and neutral seating position, makes it incredibly easy to handle even for riders new to two wheels or returning after a long break. The seat height is a friendly 28.3 inches, which means most riders will be able to plant their feet firmly at a stoplight. Add in a compact wheelbase and forward foot controls, and you've got a cruiser that feels both planted and nimble in city traffic or out on open back roads. Now let's talk about suspension, braking, and real-world ride quality. Up front, the CTX features a standard 41mm telescopic fork with 4.2 inches of travel. Out back, there's a ProLink single shock with spring preload adjustability and 4.3 inches of travel. It is not a plush touring setup, but it handles road imperfections with enough give to keep things comfortable. On the braking side, you get a single 320mm disc brake with 2-piston caliper in the front and a 240mm disc with a single piston caliper in the rear. Anti-lock braking comes standard, making it even safer for riders navigating rain or tight traffic. Everything here is built for simplicity, reliability, and confidence on the road. And then there's the price. While many Harley-Davidson cruisers can easily stretch above $15,000, especially with the 114 V-twin or any kind of touring setup, the CTX 700 DCT can often be found brand new for under $8,000. And that includes the automatic dual-clutch transmission. That means for nearly half the price of a base Softail, you can own a machine that's lighter, easier to ride, cheaper to maintain, and packed with more daily usability than many bikes double its cost. These 7 machines prove you don't need to pay Harley-Davidson prices to ride like a legend. If this list saved you a few $1,000 or opened your eyes to a better deal, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more motorcycle guides built for real rider.